Dearest Fiora, for more than 1,000 years, I have waited for this moment. Please don't ruin it by speaking. After all, I've had an awfully long time to plan this revenge. Just wait and see what I have in store for you.
She shot a fireball, and it turned into a mouth gag and some binding whatever it was. Yeah, let's just roll with that. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Neopets, the Darkest Faerie. Last time we learned some magic, we got some rest, we found a weird way in order to get into the castle again. And now, well, it's, I guess a new day, and we have some new visitors, especially now that apparently the Darkest Faerie is now within the castle. Yeah, we got some minions that Roberta also needs to fight. Really quick in terms of actually getting here, and she deals with, other elements that Tor didn't deal with. Specifically yellow being attached to light, as well as there's going to be more wind elementals that are going to be around as well. Ones that we can't actually deal with very easily. Let's just say that. Let's talk to Seridar.
Seridar? What's going on? Are you all right?
It's all right, little one. Everything is fine now that the real power has returned. Your lessons in dark magic can finally begin.
Now, I'm pretty sure that this cutscene here is actually skippable, because you really have no reason in order to come into this room, and unless you were really thinking about, okay, and remembering Seridar as an actual character, you don't really know that he's going to be in this room either. And it's kind of a shame, and also another example that they coded the cutscene before they realized what Roberta was going to be wearing, because the combination of her wand and her dress is impossible in order to get. But yeah, Seridar is gone, and even though he's the most powerful sorcerer in all of Brightvale, he can barely resist the might of the Darkest Faerie, unlike everybody else. Which would have been really cool, to be honest. Like, after this point, Seridar is completely written out of the story. He never comes back. And, I don't know, he probably could have been, like, either really wise, smart, cool, awesome, be of help in any way, let's just say that. But no, they can't do anything about his character. Let's not develop him any further. It's really kind of a shame. But anyway, there was a woman's voice that we're able to go and figure out where it is, which is actually in this northern part once again, behind one of the doors we can't open. She will say help. Roberta will say what was that, and it was someone who was saying help. But there's also this warrior. Yes, help. There's also this warrior here. He's wind elemental, so using wind against wind is not the best thing, and especially warriors, they're quite agile, and honestly are not a minion type that Roberta is very adept at handling. And I'm actually in a little bit of a bad spot. Yes, help. Hi. Because I am out of healing. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, you have the charge sword available to you. Well, it's also wind elemental, so the extra effects aren't really going to do anything to it. But you also have a shield, right? Technically, yes. If you do hold block button, you are able to get shields, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. I find that using the defensive capabilities of Roberta is very hit and miss until a little bit later in the game. Heck, the first time I played this game a long, long time ago, I didn't even know that Roberta could block. that she even had that defensive capability. Yeah, I'm in a very, very bad spot in terms of healing. So, we can't get into that door where the woman's saying help, but you might notice on the map that this weird, inconspicuous hallway leads underneath that hallway, and there's a window that leads right into the other room. Can we jump up there? Maybe. Hey!
So, my minions were right. Another one has resisted my power. 2 now, in so short a time. What makes you and that young Loop so special? You look familiar, and yet... No, it's not possible. 1,000 years have passed. Besides, it doesn't matter who you are. I have so many wonderful ways of finding out where your precious defense comes from. Let's try them all, why don't we?
Magic really means nothing to this fairy. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a wall safe appear that I have to then apparently open. I don't know. So yeah, we need to get her out of there. We get to make a distraction, and it's gonna actually point us to that door, which I still won't believe is actually the way that it's supposed to actually go. But if I were to briefly talk about that cutscene, the game really does make a very clear difference between what the player knows and what the characters know. Now Roberta knows that the fairy is actually there. But the other thing is that we know that there is more than just the 3 characters who are not falling under the Darkest Fairy's control. There's a 4th. Remember who that one is? I won't tell you right now because that information really doesn't come up until a lot later in the game, but just remember that there's at least 4 people. Now, welcome to the Clock Tower. A place that is very easy to actually get down. Let's just say that, because you could take the stairs. But fall damage isn't a thing, so you should be good in order to get down to the very bottom here. And weirdly enough, this place is in a state of disrepair. It also has a Noil down here if you're wanting to change up Neopets. I probably should have, but I'm gonna keep my Meowclops to the end. But you might be thinking, okay, how do I make a distraction? There is a big, huge room. There's probably some sort of puzzle that I need to do in order to get the clock tower working again. Sadly, the game is not that smart and doesn't allow you to think that smart. The puzzle is pretty much 2 steps. One is all of these weights need to be put back into their respectful place in order to get the clock tower actually working again, despite all of the wrecked pieces that are everywhere around the floor and the debris everywhere. Doesn't matter. As long as we can get the pendulum moving, we're good. But the pendulum moving doesn't really make a whole lot of noise all on its own. So there are 2 things that are a lot easier to figure out that there's something that's supposed to be connected to it, as well as you can move these weird kind of large things. And Roberta is super strong. They have their own ornate kind of symbol that they are able to go onto, which stops the pendulum's movement and presumably makes a whole lot of noise when it hits it. So let's get the other one in place.
What is causing that infernal racket?
I strangely love that short little cutscene because, one, she's holding up the rustiest surgical mini saw, and it just kind of makes an extra point that she is evil. If that wasn't clear enough, she is evil. Not only was she just going to just like kill Tor straight up and just like bring the body back to me in order to just like pick it apart to see what's going on there. Apparently what the fairy was going to do to the old lady was, I don't know, I guess torture her and then surgically open her up in order to see what was going on there. She's messed up. So let's get her out. Oh my god, screw you, warrior. I am not dealing with you again.
It's all right. It's me, the one who got the Harris down for you. I'm going to get you out.
You have the heart of a hero.
Okay. We can probably take the west corridor and get out through the...
No.
What?
If we stay together, she'll find us and imprison us both.
I'm not leaving you here.
Now that I'm out of the shackles, I can get to a place where I'll be safe. But you will need help.
Huh?
Find this amulet's twin. The one who possesses it can help you before... You have to go now. Get out of Fairyland and find him. Go!
Ow. Okay, forget. Yeah, forget you. Okay. Our goal is to get out of Fairyland, and the pendant is given its actual time in the sun, cutscene-wise. Now, we actually know that we have it if you skipped over the talking that happened when we were supposed to get the Harris down. Our goal? Finding the amulet's twin. In this case, well, Tor. That does mean we have to get out of the castle first, which is going to be, well, tough. Especially if I'm wanting to, like, stick around and actually fight all of these enemies, which is a really bad idea. Sure, you could do it with Tor, but Tor was way more outfitted in order to actually take care of a lot of these enemies. Roberta isn't. So the challenge just kind of comes up from the lack of resources you actually have, and they can slow you down, which is not a good status effect to have, so let's try and get out.
It's blocked! There must be another way down. The endless staircase.
Or, Roberta, you can use your wonderful legs of no fall damage in order to just jump off the staircase in order to get to the bottom. But no, we can't do that. We can do it in the clock tower, but not here. Yeah, it's the only way down. And the door is on the opposite end of the flippin' palace. Great. So no, I really don't know where that north door is supposed to lead, and if it's really supposed to connect to that door on the outside, that's a really dumb place to have your front door connected to, you know, the cells. Yeah, boy. But no, we really need to get out of here. I could fiddle around with these archers and spindly magicians all I want, all day. But I have a greater chance of dying as a result, and I'd rather not play through everything again by getting a game over that I can avoid. It's not like I get any reward for fighting all of these enemies, and if I do, it's not worth it. Oh, aha, nice and handy. Never knew that the Neg actually respawned. They will follow you through thick and thin. They will follow you. Let's go, let's go. As much as I would love to deal with them, I need to go.
Now, Who has done this? Who has set her free?
And now we're in the endless staircase, which connects to that door that was in Fiora's library. Very helpful. The problem is that, well, is the endless staircase endless? This is where the actual real puzzle of Act 2 is, not the clock tower, because you need to figure out the way off of the endless staircase to get to where we need to go. Because these stairs do go endlessly if you decide to just ignore the puzzle. The other thing the endless staircase has is these enemies here. The evil Harrises. Or the Faerie? Not really sure about the plurals, but anyway, this is the only place where they show up, and there's pretty much only 3 of them in the game. They're just kind of there to be, well, or I guess 4? They're pretty much there to just be nuisances. But yeah, they'll just kind of nip at you, and even though no matter how hard I try in order to just like do homing attacks with spells, they just bounce off. As long as I can get rid of one, that'll be good. Now, this statue right here, the Quiggle, the frog statue, it has 2 arms. Depending on which arm is raised, that tells you the direction on the staircase you want to go. Either go up or go down, depending on how many times you are correct in a row. Then you will be able to get off of the staircase. Also, if you're not sure when the statue is actually showing up, you'll be given a musical sting in order to actually help you there. You don't have to do too many runs of the endless staircase in order to get actually off of it, so that's always good. I want to... Yes, it's a starry case, thank you. I want to feed my pet. Come on, before you disappear. Meow Clubs. We need food to live. Come on. There we go. We're leaving Fairyland together, buddy. And the final nail in the coffin when it comes to the library is that even though when you're down here and there's spell books flying around everywhere and nobody's to be seen, this might be the time in order to get to the 2nd floor, right? Wrong. The staircase is completely destroyed. Why does anyone even bother? So disappointing. Ooh, I'll give Guppies at least. That's handy. As long as they don't chomp at me too much, it should be good. Ah, there we go. The more the better. But, well, I can't stay here. Luckily, I'm out of the palace now, so I should be able to get out of here because outside is next up.
Stop! No one defies me!
Well, nothing's looking good for anybody now. What's Roberta gonna do? What's Tor gonna do? See you next time, everyone.